baby, it's time to ride the funk train with my buddy John, the 7800 programmer, on his podcast and the one he lets me talk jive on, the Atari Network. How you doing this? Man, it's the last day of November, man. You ready for Christmas?
Yeah, we just got done with Thanksgiving. How was your Thanksgiving, Vinny?
It was chill, man. It was. I've had a crazy month. My last professional wrestling match was last week. I was shooting a movie. I was in Vegas and Miami and shooting TV. So I had to chill out. I was in Nashville. I won an award for a music award ceremony at the Grand Ole Opry. And
really,
yeah, I tired. So I mean, on Thanksgiving, bro, my wife loves the parade. Unironically, she's just that much of a sweet human being. So I watched the parade, and then we watched the dog show afterward. And I've never been so veggie in my life.
Yep, that's nice. I love the parade. Did you see the Pac-Man float in the parade?
I did. I did.
I was doing something, and the wife yelled, said, "You gotta come in here and see this. This is Atari." So
it's a Pac-Man year, isn't it? And we're going to talk about that here in a few minutes. It's a Pac-Man. What is it? Is it 45th or something? Or
is it 45th, 40th? Atari just did their 50th, so yeah, it must be 45th or something.
Yeah, it's a Pac-Man year. Everywhere you go, you see Pac-Man crap. Little tchotchkes and trinkets for sale, and of course what Atari's doing and Namco.
I have
look at all these beautiful people. Happy holidays, everybody.
Happy holidays. Hopefully everybody had a great Thanksgiving. You had a relaxed Thanksgiving. Man, the Lions really upset me on Thanksgiving. It ruined my whole holiday, honestly.
Who'd they lose to?
They lost to the Packers. They were swept by the Packers this year.
That's bad news.
Bad news. We're falling out of the playoff race. I was short.
Welcome to the Jets, baby.
I was short with the wife and kids after the game. It was just a bad Thanksgiving.
Football ruins your life, man.
It does.
I mean, I'm a Tennessee Volunteers fan. I'm a New York Knicks fan. I'm a New York Jets fan. It's just my life sucks. I mean, there's nothing fun. It's always awful. Even when you win. The Jets won today, and there was a problem with it. So, because it hurts our draft stocks. We're trying to get a quarterback. Blah blah blah. But, and I apologize, I put on the Atari Age forums and Atari IO and on my Twitter and all these other places that this thing started at 8 Eastern. I was wrong. But hopefully everybody kind of waited around to see. So we've got a lot to talk about. Atari news up and down the pike, and also the holiday buyer's guide, what we've witnessed and what we want to promote.
We need little stingers that play in between segments. Atari news.
let's address the elephant in the room. Now, apparently, you and I, we both have review YouTube pages. Yours is vastly more popular than mine. Mine are for the cool people that wear berets and smoke cigarettes on long filters, and they hang out at beatnik clubs, and they call everybody cat daddy. You're the more mass appeal of people like, I remember Atari, because I read your comments all the time, and people are like, Atari's fun. Do you like Pitfall? That's kind of your crowd. But all jokes aside, we never review anything at the same time. We've never coordinated that on purpose, but I get something in my mind. I never think about what you're reviewing, because you fluctuate with doing almost 3 videos a day, and then you'll go about 2 weeks without doing one or whatever. But I'm pretty consistent with about 2 a month. And I always try to hit 7800 stuff only, pretty much. And sometimes BCS and stuff. But this week we both decided out of pocket to review Deadmau5, Meowington's Revenge. And I never in a million years thought this would spark any sort of weird energy or controversy. And it is rough when there is, but this is, again, we're going to talk about this for a few minutes. It's kind of like a homebrew release. And when you give a homebrew game a bad review, it is kind of like picking on a guy who gave you, who made you a pie. It's like somebody brought you a pumpkin pie and you eat it in front of them and you go, this sucks. Did you put salt in here instead of sugar? What in the hell's wrong with you? And so but it's an official Atari release,
Right.
which really all your gloves are off. This
Yeah.
is something that Atari is selling on an Atari website. And
Yeah.
this game, let's see here. I got 2 copies of this game because I'm an idiot.
You bought 2 copies of that?
Yeah, I did. One I wanted to play and one I wanted to keep in the box. Whoops, upside down.
Oh.
So here it is.
Wow.
We're talking about Dead Mouse in the official Atari. It still freaks me out. This seems like something Gambler would make, but it's an official Atari release. Now, neither one of us were crazy about the game.
No.
And if you don't know what it is, it's a simple graphical hack of Food Fight, which is a great game. And technically, the game is good because it is just a Food Fight clone.
Well.
And you were extra pissy, and it had nothing to do with the programming because they shipped it to you, and it looked like Fat Albert sat on the box.
Right. Yeah. It came next to a load of bowling balls. So, yeah, it got crushed. No, the shipping was horrible on that. It starts from the beginning when you buy it. You hear the announcement, you know what it is, you purchase it, still hoping that there's something a little more to it. And they have the patch and the keychain in there as well. I don't know if we brought that up or if I brought that up.
I didn't bring that up I made a couple mistakes in my review, as we always make. I think every review we make a mistake. So
oh yeah, and
and then some people got angry over some of these things we said.
Yep, and so when they ship it, which again Jeremiah pointed this out in the video, he says Dead Mouse shipped it, not Atari. I purchased my copy from Atari.com, so Atari in my opinion, Atari needs to make it right. Now, if I sell you something and I ship it from Amazon and it comes crushed, can I tell you, oh, Amazon shipped it? Or my hands are clean. I don't have to make this right.
That is the nature of the beast now, since all of our brick and mortar stores are closing up.
Right.
You're getting the shipping game, you're relying on the post office, whoever packed the game. I understand Wade Rosen didn't pack this himself and screw it up.
But yeah, my thing. So you get kind of a bad taste from the start. You get it crushed, and then the game itself is something happened. Something happened that brought some issues, made them more prevalent, brought them to the forefront of the cartridge. I don't know what caused it. I mean, neither of us are intelligent enough to probably decipher it, but something was done that made these issues that rarely happened. They've been documented, I guess, since 1995.
Can I stop you right there and
go ahead.
Interject some missing meat of this sandwich?
Yeah, go ahead.
So me and him both reviewed this game. He did not influence my review at all. Some people said I got information from him, which is not true. I just got information
you
from the game.
Copied my review. Yeah.
So when we review these games, we're thinking about what does Johnny Q Public think when he puts this in?
Right. Yeah.
And also, what is an Atari collector might say, an Atari expert, and an Atari newcomer. We have to think about all those things. So if I'm a guy that paid $30 for Food Fight and I'm paying $70 for Dead Mouse, would I be like, what the hell did I just purchase? Now, of course, there's buyer beware, but that's what this is about. It's a hobby. Yeah. And when we give bad reviews, okay, for example, let's take another rabbit trail here. A nice guy, and I'm glad he said this. By the way, if you don't know, there's an Atari VCS sale happening right now on the VCS.
Yeah, I just learned about that.
So I saw this guy's video, and they're not the Atari games or the Recharge games, and none of the 7800 games. They're like those Kaz, Metagon, those types of games. They're kind of the independent developer games. Some of them are okay. Some of them are terrible. But this guy said every one of these was good when he was like, this is a good game. This is a great game. I love this game. And I'm like, some of these are unplayable, bro. Now, you can fork out $1 and horse around with it, no problem. But none of these are like God of War or whatever, or even Lunar Land or Beyond. You have to create a hierarchy to earn the trust of your viewers when I say this is a bad game and this is a great game. I can't say every game is great. So I think what the problem was is this is a graphical hack of Food Fight. So it's essentially Food Fight. One thing I left out, and I think one thing you left out after I watched your video, is we should have said the sprites look better. We were probably too negative because I do think the Dead Mouse sprite is better. And if anybody doesn't know what Dead Mouse is, he's a DJ and he's popular and he's got like skins on Fortnite shit. The food looks better than it does in Food Fight. So good job, everybody, with the graphics. The problem is the game crashes, which I've never seen Food Fight crash before. And also, you can die on the instant replay. Now, what people are getting angry about, and this is the thing that I think is incredulous, is you dying by accident on an instant replay, even if they give you an extra man, because me and you both said in the review that you lose a life or you die, which inferred that you lose a life. They give you an extra man and they give you a funny comment. Now, what I think is incredulous about this is that makes no sense. And they're talking about it like it's a feature. Like we put that in to be funny. There is no other feature in this game. One of the biggest problems with the title is this is a musical crossover, and the music is exactly the same as Food Fight. It should have some sort of EDM music if we're going to do a DJ. It's like that doesn't make any sense to me. It's like having Michael Jordan in an Atari game and there's no mention of basketball anywhere. It makes no sense. So, and then we've got into the whole thing about this code was always screwed up from the beginning, and it's a documented thing, and people are angry at us because they think we're spreading misinformation.
Yeah, and that's where I take issue with the comment that was made, but go ahead.
All I can say is from experience, I owned the 7800 since the 80s, and I've played Food Fight a lot.
Right.
I have never had the game freeze. I have never had the game kill me on an instant replay. And I said in my review that we did a podcast. We interviewed GCC's Steve Golson, who explained how the instant replay worked and how it was bugged and how it was killing people and how they had to figure out how to fix it, which I think is one of the most interesting interviews we've ever done. So then on Atari Age forums, a few people, not a lot, but a few people were kind of salty at you, especially.
Well, because I fed you wrong information.
I guess
you copy my videos is what you do.
Thank you for educating me on everything.
Yeah.
But
it's not like you ran a 7800 website.
No, not like I'm just brand new to this shit. It's not like I've ran the largest 7800 website for the last 25 years or anything.
Right.
But so here's the thing. John and I are not programmers. So everybody involved in this game is better at this stuff than we are. And we're going to admit that all day long. I don't go around tracking the history of Food Fight bug reports.
Oh, here's the first crash I experienced.
Okay. Well, this is obvious. People were also, I think, saying that the game doesn't crash.
Yeah, no.
I think they were calling you a liar for that. There's the game crash.
See, when it's crashed here, I'm trying to hit every button before I think I eventually reset the console. So, and then I think in the same recording, I die on a replay, but we might not talk about it that long. But
so, I mean, I'll let you, you need to, everybody's angry at you for some reason. So here's my thing. Here's my thing. And then we'll pass it off and you can put a bow on this. I do a review. It's a hobby doing these reviews. I love the system. This is a $70 game that Atari released last year for $29. It's the same thing. And I understand it's a special if you like Dead Mouse, which I still don't understand why anybody like these two worlds don't exist. As far as I'm concerned, we did not provide any poor information. You do die during a replay. You may get an extra man, but this is not a feature. There is no other features put in this game. There should have been features put in this game for $70. It's not like you guys came up with it. You guys, this is a way to cover your butt, and I understand that's cool. And I should have made it. My biggest mistake is I should have complimented the graphics. I
Yeah,
do think
yeah.
they're better than Food Fight, and that is my problem. But John did not intentionally set out to trash this game. We don't like making, even though this is an official Atari game, we don't like slamming homebrews, even though
No.
there's a lot of bad ones out there. So all I'm going to say is I stand by my review. I wish I mentioned how good the graphics are, but to say this is a quote unquote feature, that's incredulous. It's ridiculous. It's the game is buggy. Somehow, when you adjusted the graphics, it went sideways. And for $70, I think that's inexcusable. Even though this was probably more of a homebrew
Right.
effort.
Graphic hack.
Yeah, it's a graphic hack for $70. So that's where I stand on it.
No, yeah, I agree 100%. And again, your reviews are your reviews. I don't think we even talked about you reviewing the game. I don't think I even realized you were going to. So yeah, we didn't really converse about anything regarding the game. This might be the instant replay. No, this isn't the one, I don't think. My thing is, like you said, I almost didn't want to start doing oh yeah, this is the first replay that I died on. And it says almost made it, and you see that I did not lose a life, like he said. So I made my public retraction, but the thing is, reviewing.
Now you were frozen there. Were you just confused on what just happened?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out, like, if I went back at this point, I'm going back in the recording and I'm trying to see if I died and it replayed my death because I was just confused.
You were just gobsmacked. Okay.
Yeah. So, but no, I agree with the graphics 100%. I didn't talk about any of the goods about the game, and the good thing is it is at its core Food Fight. Food Fight's a fun game. It's not a game I'd pay $70 for, even though I did. So I guess I can't say I won it, but it's not a game that's worth $70 when you can get it for $35. I was also called out for a couple things. Again, this person tried to say my whole review was essentially bad and incorrect because I made one mistake. So he used the fallacy, you make one mistake and then you throw out the whole review. You can't take it for what it is, which obviously is kind of ridiculous. And I think that's just him being upset that, again, like you said, these homebrew developers are doing this out of passion. And now they have this opportunity to work with Atari. So you're kind of expecting a professional product and a professional reaction from people that are not professionals. Let's be honest, they're hobbyists. And so I understand it. It's the difference between a professional and the fiery passion of a hobbyist programmer who does this out of love for the product. And not everybody is in it for the same things. Again, when you're doing this as a hobby, you might be doing it for fun and want to know why people aren't enjoying this game that you've gifted, which when you sell it, you can no longer say you gifted it, which is where we come in. That's how I justify reviewing homebrews. If you're going to ask money for a game, people deserve to know if it's a good investment or not. So whether you're making, and you might not even be making money off it, but if you're selling it, people need to know if it's a good purchase or not. So that's why I review games. And my reviews are my experiences with the games. I don't necessarily do any extra research unless I feel it is warranted. Given my experience with Food Fight, I did not feel that any extra research was warranted, and I do not feel that I was in the wrong. So that's my official statement on his complaints about the review and how I approached it, I suppose.
You just got to get thick skin too. I mean, I've released bad albums. I've released bad movies that I made that I cared about.
I've released bad videos.
I've released bad reviews. I've had bad wrestling matches. I mean, and so, when you put yourself in the public eye, you're up for you're up for scrutiny. And if, the Fuji, this isn't a game that Gambler just made 10 copies of.
Right.
This is something that's on the Atari website right now.
Premium release. It's premium. It's
it is. You're right. It's not just so if John Q. Public is playing it, he's like, wow, this Atari stuff's cool. And he picks this up and his thing crashes all the time.
Yep.
He's just going to be like, what is going on? So I'm done talking about that. I defend my review, and I do apologize. I do wish I complimented the graphics. That's my only problem with it.
And again, and I had brought up Carrie. Somebody said that I shouldn't have showed Carrie's picture and stuff. It's well known. You can easily find out who programmed it. The picture I showed is Carrie's profile picture.
We gave Carrie an award last year.
I love Carrie.
It's not like we don't like Carrie, and it's not. You said the thing that you said, and you normally don't give into hyperbole very much, like I do.
Yeah.
And you said everybody should be ashamed, and I'm telling you, and this is not. Me and John aren't tag teaming this. No. I want to critique John here. John was the saltiest he ever was because he's fed up with how Atari's shipping his shit lately.
That's the third thing in a row that I had issues with.
So I could hear that in his voice as his friend. That's what the real anger was about, was the shipping. And then he was like, this game's not great. And you gave a rare one joystick review.
Pro line, yeah. But so there you have it. I mean, it is what it is, and we want to move on and talk about a few other things before we get into the main topic, Vinny, because we have some more cool 7800 plus games coming out. Have you heard about this?
Very recently. So Tauplan is who made Tiger Heli.
Yep.
And from what I've seen, people love Tiger Heli.
Oh yeah,
I think it's a very good game.
Yeah.
For the 7800, and Tauplan is a Japanese company who's for other, besides some other things, they're really well known for their Japanese style shoot 'em ups.
Yep.
And so I assume from what you did tell me, so I guess the guy's right. You did feed me information. I assume all these games are these vertical Japanese scrollers is what we're about to get on the 7800.
Oh wow, that's crazy. So they're starting to ship Dead Mouse games in large boxes that are well packaged. All right, sorry.
That's good.
Yeah, I'm glad they made a change. Okay. So the Tauplan games that were announced, in my last video, I went into a tangent about the cool games. Tauplan did a lot of really cool stuff, Benny. I don't know if you're familiar with, I was just going to say Zero Page, not Zero Page, but Zero Wing. The source of many early internet memes, and also Truxton, where if you followed Mark Bustler and his classic game room, that guy loved Truxton and brought it forward to the kind of the forefront of early YouTube culture. So I was kind of hinting that maybe those would be cool games to bring to the 7800. Now, as people pointed out, the 7800 is a little underpowered to bring those out the way they released in the arcades, but I think that's a little lost today. Games don't have to be arcade perfect when they come home. At least they didn't used to be. Maybe now people say they should be. I don't know. But I think it'd be cool to see kind of a demake. But it's all null and void. That video, I guess, wasn't relevant from the moment I released it, because we know that the games coming out are Slap Fight, Flying Shark, and Twin Cobra. Have you ever heard of those games, Vinny?
Slap Fight, I thought, was a Laverne and Shirley crossover that we were going to have to pan and get those people angry at us too. But apparently, Slap Fight is that's before your time. They used to fight like this, Laverne and Shirley. Anyway,
well, now they stand at a podium and slap each other as hard as they can. Have you seen that?
Yeah, and girls too.
Yeah,
it's really weird, man. We live in a weird timeline. But the Japanese, I'm going to start feeling like this, like I do about all these Pac-Man hacks that we've had to endure and review for 20 years. I think I'm going to get sour on the Japanese shoot 'em ups, but if they're better than Tiger Heli, bring them on. I thought Tiger Heli had a lot of neat attributes to it and some great ideas, and it was a good conversion. It's better than the Nintendo version, because I always thought the Nintendo version, the little the wounds on the ground looked like meaty vaginas. And I'm glad ours just looks like fire. So
yeah,
we win again.
that we do again. We win again for the first time.
Well, we're like the Jets. We won again today. We're 3-9.
Yeah, like
It's hard. We've
we
got a
have
couple of
2
wins.
total wins. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
Xevious was better on our system too, I think.
Let me see here. I real quick. It might get a little loud. I apologize. I'll show off. This is the Sega Genesis version of Twin Cobra. So just to give you an idea of what we're kind of.
This looks all like Tiger Heli, but what system is this?
This is Sega Genesis.
Oh, the Genesis.
So this isn't the arcade port.
Yeah, but our game's not going to look anywhere this good either. I was like, this is Nintendo. This is crazy, but this is
no. So this is kind of what we're dealing with, which it basically looks like more Tiger Heli.
What is this game? Which one?
This is Twin. Let me double check. Twin Cobra.
God, those enemies look very similar, and so does the background. So this is what I'm talking about.
I think this is like the direct sequel. Maybe somebody.
It's a sequel. Okay. Now I'm with you. Now I got you. Some of this stuff looks very familiar.
Yeah, it does. And then there's also, like I said, Slap Fight and Flying Shark. Flying Shark's the only one I'm not familiar with. I'm at least aware of the other two. But either way, I think that
They'll be fun. They'll be great.
Yeah. The first one was well received, and there's nothing wrong with dipping back into the well. 3 seems a little excessive. I maybe would have got them one at a time, but maybe it was like buy 2 get 1 free.
Are they going to do it all at once? They're going to.
I don't know. So
okay. I would like them to
about.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I would like them just to temper them out a little bit, but that's
I think so, because none of them are done. Ben from Play On was on Atari Age, the forums that I'm not welcome at. I'm talking about how
they love you over there, man.
Oh yeah, no, they love
me. They closed the thread after you said something.
Yeah, because they said, there you go. No, but they are toying with the idea of kind of doing like a development diary, which is sort of where they just keep you updated on how progress is going, and it might potentially monetize it and stuff to give people a behind the scenes look, which might be really, cool for people like me and you who don't know how maybe these games are done behind the scenes. So it'll be interesting to see if that comes to fruition and see how they release these games. But I think it'll probably be one at a time.
I would like that just for me,
when
I always buy like 5 video games, I play one, kind of play 2, and never touch the other 2 ever, because I've ruined the new experience. So I hope it's one at a time.
So apparently the sprints are shipping.
Cool.
If we can trust Thumper Squid, which I always trust Squid that thumps. So very cool.
I don't know about that.
Well, it depends how much. Anyway. And then the last bit of news. So Opcode, we've been kind of following them. Their last wave of releases was really nice. They're coming out with more, but they have their website now officially up and running.
Good.
So for people,
I tried to get on there the other day, and it was like something from 1998. There was like a guy with a shovel going, "New website coming soon."
So you can see this is the website right here. So this used to be a landing page. Now they got news. You'll get your updates. They're not finished with the website, mind you. They have a professional, to my understanding, coming in to clean things up. But they
got to wear a suit and tie now.
Exactly. It's getting classy.
Look alive. Look alive. Professionals coming in.
And you can actually, what's nice is they have their ColecoVision, Atari, and Intellivision games all on one page. And you can sort by the console you want. So you can look at just 7800 here. And they even give you updates on where they're at, either available under pre-order, back order, and whatnot. So I love the way these games look on the shelf. I'm looking forward to have like a whole shelf of nothing but opcode stuff, because these boxes, they aren't Atari boxes. People have compared them to like the original would-be design if Atari hadn't been sold to Tramiel's. It's not exactly that either. It's kind of like a magnetic clamshell box. Very nice, very thick, material used. So very cool. I think people will feel much more comfortable now purchasing rather than from the old landing page.
On a couple of my commenters were like, "Is this a real company?"
Yeah,
because Opcode sounds, it sounds like, is this a prince in Nigeria? so. But yeah, a good website for them will help them out quite a bit, and they'll probably get real busy too because these games are. So many people are becoming aware of the 7800 trend. I was talking to somebody
Yeah.
today, and I told him, he was like, "What are you doing tonight?" And I said, "I'm doing my Atari podcast." And he was like, "What?" And I told him, "Yeah, there's new Atari stuff," and and he's like Pitfall, and I was like,
Right.
"Yeah, like back then." And
Well,
so new people are, all the time hearing that Atari's making a small little comeback. So this will help because, these some of these games here, Baby Pac-Man, what are you
oh
talking
yeah,
about? Popeye, these are some of the best games.
these are huge.
The Donkey Kong XM is one of
Yep,
the best
which
games. I
is
mean, on that roll alone, you have three of probably the top 15 7800 games you can get. So this is a exciting time if people like playing on real hardware, which I do. I don't like emulation really at all.
no, yeah, I agree. I love my 7800 collection, and I know you do too, since you have the largest in the world that was up for sale at one time.
It still
You
is.
weren't really, no, you're not really selling it, are you?
I upped the price. I've added 60 pieces
Because you
to
had
it.
some. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've upped the price a little
No,
bit.
but I agree. Popeye being available again, Baby Pac-Man, these are some of the most sought after games. And they are, somebody mentioned the high score glitch, or the glitch where they weren't counting the bottles, I think, in the second level.
That
That's
was
been,
me.
yeah. Hey, yeah, that was you.
I was the
You're
one
the
that found
guy.
that. I was the
Yeah.
guy that I've found so many of these awful things, and I'm surprised these homebrew people still talk to me.
Yeah.
But yeah, the glitch on the second level, they fixed that.
Now, and that's the thing, some people, again, I want some of these, but so much money. That is true. But they're no more, these might be, they look like they're about
They're they're
$5 more.
they're Atari age prices, man.
I was going to say, I think that's Atari age prices. If not, it's not very
60,
much
50,
more.
$60 for an Atari age, which
I
those
wish,
are excellent quality when they ship 5 years
well,
later.
let's look. Yeah. Let's look at Atari prices just for comparison's sake.
Do EXO. Well, that's a good
Well,
one
it's
too.
60.
Bernie.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. They're the same prices. So it's relevant, and they're, um, high quality stuff too. So
both of them.
both of them are. If
Yeah,
you like the original designs, Atari Age can't be beat. But I tell you, the stuff from Opco, don't sleep on it. It's some neat stuff.
you
So
can't.
and also Opcode is, I think they just announced Bobby is Home. A new trailer came out for that for the
Bobby is
2600.
home.
Bobby is home.
Well,
Absolutely.
good. Were we worried about where he was?
Well, Bobby's home now, so we can all sleep soundly. Champ Games is another excellent one. They do more 2600 focus stuff. I hear Champ Games has some stuff in the work, but I haven't verified anything, so I don't think we can discuss that unless somebody in the comments wants to bring it up when we get to that section of the podcast. Vinny, is there anything else you want to discuss before we jump into our main topic?
Um, Stay tuned to my channel this week. I'm going to be reviewing Mattress Monkeys, and for the first time,
Woo!
I'll be using my own brain and not the information that John feeds me.
You got the script I wrote for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I've had it
Make
committed to memory.
sure. Anyway, I was going to say something, but never mind. So on to the main event, as our good friend Hugh Jazz says, because we have a gift giving guide, Vinny. I think this is our first ever. We didn't do this last year, did we? I don't think so.
I know I did a ranking the 9. I did something with my channel, but it was independent of you. But yeah,
Yeah. So this is our.
you allowed me to do that.
Yep. I
Thank
wrote
you for
that
that.
too. Yeah. No. So this is our gift giving guide, and the way we've done this is it's basically 10 Atari items that we think uh is worth giving or possibly receiving or asking for if anybody is asking our advice on what to give or get. This is our 5 each for a total of 10, and we're even going to give you each one thing to stay away from if you are looking into these things. I wonder what those will be, Vinny. That'll be fun. Um,
I just want to keep making friends.
I love making new friends. So with that said, do you want to start us off, Vinny, or you want me to go first?
Let's see. I'm nervous now. You've made me nervous. Let
I
me.
know you sound like me. He'll be okay.
You
You're a big boy.
All right, so we're going to start off with something fun here. This is a little out of left field. Now, this, I don't know how much time we have on this. I'll go first here.
Okay.
So, my pick, the fifth best thing or something to watch out for, and only because it's on sale, is the Atari decanter set. And now it's not on sale at the Atari website anymore.
Okay.
It's on sale still at Amazon for a huge chunk off. And I don't even drink, but I bought this thing, and I'll tell you, the quality of this is excellent. So here we go. What do we have here? Looks like
this
Prince video. Oh, okay.
We have this beautiful official Atari joystick decanter set with two.
Now it says there, pardon me, I'm sorry. It says there that it's only 36% off. That's actually half off of what it's selling for $125 on Atari.com.
They have it listed as 100 here, but I've never seen it that cheap before.
No,
so.
I've never seen it either. And it does not come with any iced tea or anything.
Okay.
I was very disappointed that it was not. But I think that on a shelf, you can't entertain women with that, really.
No, they won't be impressed.
No, they will not. It'll be like, have you ever played Centipede? But it's just so cool. My wife even tripped out over this. She thought that was awesome. So that's my fifth place.
Is selection. It really? It looks really deluxe. I mean,
it's really good quality. Even the little stand it's on is great. It's great, man.
Wow.
And two black people there. What in the world? I'd like to know them people. What?
They're not really holding that. You can tell.
I was like, is that has to be?
That's
photoshopped.
Is that how it looks? Because that looks like the design of their console boxes and stuff.
Yeah, I got it. I'm looking at it right here.
Wow, that's awesome.
You, red sleeve.
Oh, there you go. You could just show us.
Bada boom.
Hold on, let me. Yeah, there it is.
And there's the robot from the movie, or one of the incarnations. But yes,
I got some candid videos of that robot. Yeah. Oh yeah, thank you, Acerno Soft. We reached 8K on the channel. So.
Oh, you're over 7,800.
Yep, we just reached almost 8K. I'm sorry, but we're nearly there. Yeah. So our giveaway.
Go to mine. I'm at 1,600. I've been doing this for 25 years. Give me some love. No, but congratulations. That's a huge.
Yeah,
that's a huge step.
But the decanter set, that thing, I think it'd be fun. Let's just look at a few reviews real quick. I just think that'd be fun. Great. Fire. Oh, his caught on fire, but he still thinks it's great.
It's the alcohols. You got to watch out for it. It's flammable.
Look, now that's a classy setup right there. I don't know if you guys can see that picture. That's
a joystick almost going up the butt of a Frenchman
who's playing whoever that is, croquet ball or whatever.
Yeah.
So, here you go. Disappointing quality, flimsy decanter. Disappointing. Decanter is incredibly lightweight. Flimsy glass feels like it would break under any light pressure. A single low ball glass is easily twice as heavy. So there you go. You got.
Was anybody going to use this for actually serving drinks? It's it's a gift idea for an Atari, and it's only
a fun gift.
It's half price, so it's going to sit on the shelf. That's what I'm going to do with
It's a display piece. I mean, come on. I mean, you might drink out of it when I come over finally, but yeah, it's a display piece. It's for fun. So I like it. I might have to pick that up.
It's pretty cheap. It's cheaper than Dead Mouse.
It is.
Keep that in mind.
We're just going to keep hammering that nail until.
I like callbacks.
Yeah. So my first choice here is the Atari Super Pocket handheld. Let me get this decanter off the screen, which I think I have right up here somewhere behind all these home brews. Of course, now the one you get now. Where's my camera? Right here.
Awesome.
It is no longer.
Is awesome.
Yeah, you can't get the wood grain one anymore. That was only for special important YouTubers like me. But no, that was a limited sale item. But if you go to Atari.com here, we'll head over to hardware and handhelds. You can still pick up the red and black edition for $59.99 from Atari Direct. This thing is really cool. It's part of the Evercade line. and their hyper mega, kind of mega tech brand. It does have, I believe, 50 Atari classics built in, and then you also have access to the full Evercade library, which gives you things like Duke Nukem, Legacy of Kain, all the 8-bit and 16-bit stuff you'd ever want.
Data East collection.
All kinds of stuff, yeah. And there's even other Atari collections, the Lynx collection and stuff. I'm not sure how widely available those are. If you're not, wanting to order from Atari for whatever reason, I recommend Songbird Productions as well. Carries these along with all the games. You can't get the games from Atari, so you might want to see if you can bundle up shipping and stuff over there.
Oh, okay.
Of course, Amazon. But I love this thing. I can't say I played much Atari on it, but I have played, like right now I got Legacy of Kain in there, which is a game I've been trying to beat since 1994. So
I remember you talking about that, like it was either a year ago or 8 months ago. You were talking about The Legend of Kain on that thing. So
yeah,
plays pretty good, huh?
Yep, excellent games. They play pretty well in there. I've had a few issues, but nothing. For $60, if you want something new to collect, that's still kind of Atari related, I think you can't really go wrong there. And I feel like $60 anymore is a nice price point for a gift if you're giving.
You can't go out and eat with your wife for less than $60 nowadays.
No, we paid $100 today to go out. It was nuts.
Just insane.
That's
the
crazy.
Prices of everything
just shot up.
We're all. It's going to.
You can't even get a food fight hack for.
You can't even get a food fight hack for $60. It crashes on you. I swear the obesity problem is going to go down in the United States just because nobody can afford food. So we got that.
Absolutely. So, yep, that's my first pick. Benny, do you have a second pick?
My number 4 on the countdown. The exciting
number 4.
Number 4. Now we talked about this the other day, I think, or we on a podcast, and I am like you. I'm pretty tepid on Intellivision, but the fact that the fact I've always thought the thing about this Intellivision thing that Atari, and I'm talking about the Intellivision Sprint, which is my recommendation. The Intellivision Sprint, I was always impressed that it had all the overlays for the controllers. And I thought that was cool. I thought even collecting just the overlays would be cool. But to find out that the USB port can be used to play all Intellivision games and homebrews if you get the ROMs, I think that puts the Intellivision Sprint over the top. If you have any sort of nostalgia for the system, which I am not a huge fan of Intellivision.
No.
But eventually, if this thing ever gets a sale, I'm going to probably pick it up, but right now I'm going to hold off. But I do think it's an Atari product. It finally gives the Intellivision fans something. We've had a lot being Atari fans, and the fact that you can play all the ROMs if you can find them and put them on a USB.
They're not hard to find.
That makes it cool, man. I mean, and it's also, you got 2 joysticks there. The Intellivision was very good for those old school sports games.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like playing those things, you're going to be able to have a lot of fun with that.
Yeah, and there's a lot of great homebrew as well for the Intellivision. That's probably one of the biggest reasons I think to get involved is the cool stuff they're doing.
Oh, hold on a second, man. Opcode just put in, get 10% off all of our Atari games if you use your code. So you may want to put that up there.
So we have, Opcode has been gracious enough to, we've been talking about partnership, and he has offered all of our viewers here of the podcast right now a coupon to get 10% off of all Atari games. So 7,800 or 2,600. Use the code Atari Network 10 when you check out. So that actually, we were talking, the prices are in line with Atari Age. That actually makes them 10% cheaper. So
that'll bring them down to under $60.
Under $60, yeah.
So that's right there. That's underneath.
Absolutely. So very gracious of Opcode to offer that to our viewers. Thank you so much.
And my viewers, if you watch my stuff, you get I can send you some. There's some. I got like a lot of leftover tacks
turkey
and paper clips.
Yeah,
from the desk of Funkmaster V.
There you go.
All right, what's your number 4, buddy?
Yep, I agree. A television, I'm coming around on it. Those controllers are the only holdup I have. Um,
Yep.
my number 4 is Tiger Heli for the 7800. Tiger Heli, like we just talked about, excellent game. It came out when we first started talking about it. You had mentioned that was last Christmas. It feels like it came out forever ago for those of us that follow Atari. This came out this year. This was like a July release.
I was
Um,
wrong.
and it's actually on sale right now. If I don't even know why I bothered taking this off here. You go to Atari, you go to the games, the cartridges. Right now, this might end tomorrow. I don't know how long the sale's going on for.
You better go.
Yep, $24.74 right now, from Atari.com.
That's
Of
a
course,
damn deal.
it's
So
a good
here,
price.
so here's what we're saying, man. You can get 3 awesome new Atari games for the price of. I'm just beating this
We're
drum.
just
I
gonna
mean,
beat this. Yeah.
I know it's a collector's limited edition thing, and I understand that, and it's for a limited market. But that's one of the biggest problems. I mean, you can get Tiger Heli. You can get. So anyway, keep going. This is yours. You talk about Tiger Heli.
Yep. So Tiger Heli is a fantastic game. If you like the kind of arcade releases on the 7800, I always talk about you have the weird games and the arcade games. This falls more into the arcade category, and the great thing is it has the quality of the other 7800 arcade releases. It has the replayability. It's a game I've gotten a ton of replay out of. Honestly, if I wasn't jumping around so much for the channel, I would have played this for a lot longer. It's a great release, good game, very challenging. You'll get your money's worth.
There's some people. I must be good at the game because I don't think it's that hard. But there are people who are like, I'm just not like. They will send me a message on my channel going, I just made it to level 3, and the guy's like been playing this game for 6 months or 4 or 5 months, and I'm like, okay, cool. But it's a challenging game. Some games I just rock on, and also if you are a religious viewer or a religious fan, they have scribbled the word Jesus several times in the water. So you can actually feel like you're going to church and playing a video game at the same time. So 2 birds, 1 stone.
Where is it at? Is it?
Scroll it over a little bit. Can you scroll? See, there's
can't.
the S-U-S. There it is, Jesus.
There it is.
J-E-S-U-S. There's other messages in there too.
Wow.
And you don't. I only take a gummy before I play it. Only one gummy.
I was gonna say. So, do all your 7800 games talk to you, Vinny, or just Tiger Heli?
Just Tiger Heli. And yeah, I'm not like I'm not. StreamYard has increased to almost $50 a month, and it's not. I am not monetized. I'm not paying that. And I don't want John to pay that. I'd rather John.
I'll pay it for next month. It's been a rough. I had to buy a lot of homebrew.
So what I'm doing is I'm going to edit this video and just release it as a video, like the holiday guide part, not the other crap where we're talking about other stuff. So, but yeah, I'll be back maybe live. It's just too stupid.
Well, I'll pay for it next time. Next time. You know, there you go.
I don't feel like it this month.
Yeah. Some months we just don't.
F these A's.
Yeah. So there you go. So that is my number 4. So Vinny, you want to kick off our number 3?
Tres,
cuatro, cinco, seis.
Yes. Wow, this is. I like so. I feel bad about hurting people's feelings with a bad review of a homebrew. I love praising a good game. And we call this thing like Muddy Funster's game, but there's a community that goes into helping people. But number 3, if you're a 7800 owner, you got to get Bernie in the Tower of Doom for 60 bones over at Atari Age. And you probably not get it before Christmas, but you'll have Christmas hopefully in January or February, March, April, June, July, or maybe Christmas. You should have it by it. Yeah. But it is a great freaking game. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 on my website / YouTube channel. And it's not even a game that would really appeal to me. But the thing about it, the overworld map of this game makes us have Nintendo style quality. There's a lot of great dialogue. You feel like you're actually doing something. There's a sense of space. So, I mean, like if you're walking, it feels like you're in a world. It doesn't feel like, okay, here's another screen. Here's another screen. People are awfully neighborly to Bernie.
Mm-hmm.
In my review, I call him a snail repeatedly. That pisses Muddy Funster off every time, and I
Oh, he's
apologize.
not a snail?
He's not a snail. I don't know. Somebody needs to probably an entomologist or a biologist needs to go and visit Lewis over there and show him a, a science book. That looks like a snail to me. But whatever it is, if he's an alien or a damn tapeworm or whatever he is, he's likable. So is everybody else, and it's a puzzle platformer. So it's akin to Ricky and Vicky. It's akin to Millie and Molly, and other words with "and" in the middle of them. But yeah, it's a great game. And the thing about it, John, and I hold the world record in Tower Toppler,
You
and I
do?
talk about that about every day. Like, if you ever met a firefighter, he's got to tell you he's a firefighter every 10 minutes. I fight fires, right?
Yeah.
I've beaten the world record. Tower Topper, my favorite game.
Oh, wow.
There is an homage to Bernie and the Tower of Doom where there is an actual submarine screen. It's a surprise where he's going from one land to the next.
Well, you've ruined it.
And it's an awesome homage. And there's another one. There's another thing that he does.
Oh, you want to ruin that?
No, I'll let that.
I'm kidding.
That's later in the game.
Okay.
I will say this: the last board. Have you beat it yet?
No, I have not even played it yet.
What?
Yeah, I'm waiting on it to be shipped in August.
Okay. Well, the last level's on the moon. That's all I'm going to say. How awesome is that?
Just like DuckTales. Wow. Very cool. Yeah, I haven't played it, but I've been looking forward to it. I actually already ordered my copy, so can't go wrong with Muddy. He does a lot of really cool stuff.
And as an honorable mention, I would say the Mousetrap game. I'm not a huge fan of Mousetrap, but with the extra controllers and stuff like that comes with it, and the extra peripheral for Mousetrap, I think that's interesting. I'm not hip on Mousetrap. I've never played it in the arcade really, and I only horsed around with it, I think probably on the 2600, and said this is just like Pac-Man. But I think the 7800 version is going to be worth looking at too.
Yeah. So yeah, I agree. Good choice, especially if I find like buying homebrew is tough if you're not familiar with it. But if you want to get your friends into homebrew, I think games like Bernie and the Tower of Doom and Popeye and stuff are good ones to kind of introduce your friends to. So especially because especially with like Bernie, it has that NES quality, like you said. So it's more of a easier transition.
Well, as Atarians, we appreciate Popeye.
Oh yeah,
and,
if they're already Atarian,
I've said for 20 years on my website, Popeye needed to be on the 7800. There was never that's the perfect game for the 7800. But Bernie and the Tower of Doom is something that could this people be like, this is an Atari game.
Yeah,
that's the thing that kind of can hook them in.
Exactly. So yeah, there you go. Popeye if they're already an Atarian, Bernie and the Tower of Doom if you're getting somebody who maybe is a Nintendo fan over to Atari or something. Very good.
If you're a weirdo that tries to convert people into liking Atari.
And you should.
Come over to my house.
to make them hip to our videos, and then
sure.
And then they'll be part of the Dead Mouse Haters Club, I guess. Okay, so for my next pick here, I'm doing something.
Popeye is released on the 7800. We were just talking about it at the OpCode. It's available at OpCode. Anyway, somebody was just like, there needs to be a
yeah,
Popeye.
I mean, he might be talking about like an official Atari.com release.
Well, that's not happening.
No,
this is the best you're going to get.
Happen. Yeah. I would get it from OpCode using our Atari Network 10 promo code.
R?
Yes, me and or mine. Not Vinny doesn't get a promo code.
No, I don't.
I'm
too naughty.
He sends you his leftovers.
I've been down. I've been viewed and photographed too many times at the bus station after hours downtown, doing nefarious things.
There you go. So we kind of started off with something. We if you're gonna do Atari, let me type this in real quick. You're going to have a lot of games inevitably, but there's other things like the Decanter set, and I personally love the Atari related books. I feel like you can't go wrong with the art of Atari. Personally, if it was available, I would highly recommend the Atari 7800 2600 Compendium. But The Art of Atari is a fun book. Right now, you can get the hardcover for $26.67 on Amazon. It features a lot of the fantastic early art from Atari. So if you like those old box art illustrations and stuff, and you want to know a little bit more information on the artwork, this is a really cool book. I kind of learned some things about the haunted house artwork in there, and included that in my haunted house video and stuff. Um,
I like the one that they didn't go with. It looks the eyeball of the ghost looks like the lady's
yeah,
nipple.
yeah, and that
It looks like her little nip.
yeah,
Somebody was like, "Can you imagine being the artist and spending a week on that?" And then somebody goes, "Dude, that looks like her nipple, bro."
yep.
And he's like, "Oh, damn it."
So you can see Tim Lipatino is credited as the author. It's a really thick book too, and we're actually, if you entered the giveaway, this is our first prize we're going to be giving away on December 14th.
Let's just say this: if you made this book yourself and tried to print it off at like Walgreens,
Oh my God,
it would cost you several $100s to print this off. I mean,
yeah.
this is the fact that this is only $27 now is nuts.
And I think I definitely paid a lot more, and it goes into all of Atari's history. And again, you got the box art, zoom ins of the box art and stuff. It's a gorgeous book. If you love this art like I do, there's something about the original 2600 box arts. They were like works of arts in themselves. It was just incredible. So if you like that stuff, or you know somebody who does, it would make a great gift, especially if you're staying within like a $30 price range.
That's a good one, man. Yeah. And just to piggyback on that for a second, I mean, if you are a kid, the box art is what set up your imagination. There was some sort of conflation with the box art, your imagination, and actually playing the game, and it gave shapes and faces. The artwork did to these boxes and blinking squares and things like that when you played the game. So I always imagined the people, the creatures in the game that I saw on the box art, and Atari. I wonder if Atari might have won the war and stayed relevant because of their box art. Because the box art was vastly superior to anybody's artwork, and probably till the Nintendo Entertainment System.
Oh yeah.
That they had their own cool shtick too, but until then, I think they ruled the game.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, like stuff. Jerome said, the box art sold the games. Absolutely, yeah.
Especially back then, like unless
now nobody cares.
Yeah. Oh yeah, now it's just whatever. I mean, there ain't even boxes anymore for the modern stuff. So but yep, that's my pick. And again, look into other there's a lot of great Atari books if you like collecting books and stuff. But that's my whatever pick. What was that? 4, 3? So we'll move 3. So we'll move on to Vinny's number 4. Were we counting backwards? Number 2. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Number 2.
This is the so you got to go. This is kind of a double. Probably one of the coolest things I've seen from Atari in forever is the Atari 2600 Plus Pac-Man. And it is an expensive freaking situation. But to pick up the Atari 2600 Plus with all the colorful joysticks, I mean, it's the ugly yellow and red. It just looks funky. It looks cool. If you haven't picked up a 2600 or a 7800 Plus, this is what you got to do. And it's got the best pack-in game probably for the system. Now, I think Bentley Bear is a better game, but yet the controller it comes with does not operate the game very well, which is very Atari. But you can't beat Bob DeCrescenzo's double feature. I reviewed this on my website. I either gave it a 4.5 or a 5. And to be honest with you, if you have the passcodes or the secret codes, Pac-Man double feature is probably it's probably a 5 if you know the secret codes to put random mazes in both the 2600 version of the game and the arcade version of or the 7800 version of the arcade port, because random mazes on the 2600 version of this game makes it look like a
Oh yeah.
nightmare. There's some crazy the computer procedurally creates some crazy mazes on the 2600 version, and it does scratch. As awful as a game 2600 Pac-Man is, it scratches a nostalgic itch that bang 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 bang
Yep.
the noises, bloop, 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 all those freaking noises. It reminds me of being back home, which was a pretty abusive environment. So I play this game and cry, but it does remind me of my childhood. And then also Bob's excellent arcade perfect version, 7800 version of the Pac-Man port with random mazes and the speed up option. There's probably not a better game released this year.
Yep. Absolutely, especially from Atari proper. This is probably the big release. It's also one, I'm not sure how long these will be available. They have multiple editions of them. So of course we talked about, I think at length at one point, the gold box Comic-Con, San Diego Comic-Con release. Now they have, of course, at Atari.com the PRGE blue. If you like the gold candy, you also got the blue candy coating here. But yeah, they have the limited editions. Again, this is just as much as Dead Mouse. Look at that, $70. But yeah, if you're interested in those, now just to clarify, you get the special packaging, different colored cartridge, I believe, and a a pin and a badge there.
Patch.
So patch, I'm sorry. So that's kind of what your extra money goes for, but it's the same exact game as the $35 release. So that's again up to you, dependent on what you want. But it's an excellent game. I don't know how long it'll be offered for. It depends how long the Namco Atari agreement lasts. If you're interested in it, I'd get it this Christmas.
Okay, great point. I remember when we were doing a podcast a year or two ago, and you told me privately, because there's a bunch of games Atari Age was selling, and you said you need to get these before they're gone forever. And it was everything with a questionable license agreement. And boy, you were right. Those are the ones you grab first. So yeah, Namco, Atari could piss Namco off, vice versa, and the deal could be done. So get it now.
Yep.
Or you'll pay $600 on eBay for it.
For the special gold chocolate edition. So,
or
absolutely,
even the regular one.
Yep, it's an excellent game, regardless. Though Robert DeCrescenzo's Pac-Man, I mean, you can't beat it.
He's an expert.
He is. He's the Pac-Man expert. So good choice there. If you didn't pick it, I probably would have. Moving on to my number 2 here, I'm going simple with something that I think everybody should have. If you are interested in Atari and you want to play stuff in the most convenient way possible, you're going to want a Plus console. And right now, I think as cool as the Pac-Man edition is, I think 7800 Plus is the way to go right now. Not only do you get the Bentley Bear Crystal Quest game along with it packed in, but you also you have a variety of things there. It's $99 at Amazon. Even at Atari here, you can get the bundle with the gamepad for $103. It's a lot cheaper than the Pac-Man bundle right now, I guess is the point. So if you just want to get a Plus console, I would actually go this route. If you don't care about the whole Pac-Man yellow design and stuff, and you might, but you can't go wrong. We all love 7800. Look at that. Look at that shell there. That's gorgeous. It brings back so much nostalgia for me and Vinny. So I recommend this one. I've had a ton of fun with it. Now you will have to do some updating out of the box to play some of the newer releases, I believe, or even get some of the like Activision games and stuff to work. But they made updating a lot easier than it was the first go around. The last time I updated the console, I was really impressed with how streamlined it was. Comparatively, they still could improve, but it's a lot better. So I recommend this over the Pac-Man. Get it for under $100 at Amazon, or you can get it from Atari.com there for $103.
And play Bentley Bear with either the 7800 Painline controller or a regular Atari joystick.
So here it is at Amazon.
Don't try to play it with the joypad it comes with.
Yeah. I like that. There's a Etsy store that sells a setup that made it somewhat easier, but still, it's a tough pack-in game for the controller they supply.
Just like Atari, man. Swear to God.
There's
They
always
shoot themselves
something.
in the foot. Yeah, they start off on the left foot.
So very cool. All right, and so I guess we're on to our number one selection.
Well, man, I see a lot of flack for this, and I think people are smoking crack rocks. This, for me, and like I said, I've been to Arizona, Las Vegas,
I've been
North Carolina,
everywhere,
Kentucky.
man. I've been
in the last month. This thing has gone with me. This is the Atari My Arcade Game Station Go. As it is with all the different types of controllers, you got the keypad rocking, you got the 4 gimmicks, you got trigger controls, paddle control, big giant screen, twice as big it looks like than the Lynx, D-pad, little shitty trackball, but it gets the job done sometimes. This is not perfect, but it is fun. If you're expecting, there you go. If you're expecting perfection, this is not the way to go. To me, part of the allure of this is figuring out what works. Now, I've got like 7,000 games on it now.
You see my camera.
Yeah, there you go. Oh, I didn't even know I thought that was just a magical portal. I didn't even know you had regular electronics.
Here, I can see.
Somebody keeps talking in your chat about the 5200. I've been playing the 5200 like crazy.
Yeah, and what's cool is the number pad works with the.
Hey, I'm playing Rescue and Fractalus. Look at this. Well, I don't have my phone with me. I was going to show you them on my phone. I took a picture of the layout of the overlay on my phone so I could memorize my controls when I'm playing Rescue and Fractalus.
Oh, okay.
Fucking fun. Oops, shouldn't cuss. But anyway, the number pad works great on the 5200 games. There's a game called Blaster, which Hugo sent me a copy of, which I appreciated. But the ROM is out there for free. The Blaster being it's a crazy looking game, but it is so addictive, and there's all sorts of crazy missions and stuff to do on that game. It's a treasure trove, like Blueprint works well on it. And then some games don't work on it, like Adventure 2, which is disappointing, but what are we going to do? But that's the thing.
You think Adventure 2 is disappointing?
Not being able to play it.
Adventure
2 doesn't work on the Game Station Go.
Sorry. Okay.
It comes with the recharge games. The recharge games, they still need to work. You can't pause, and sometimes they crash, and there's no internet leaderboard, but they're getting better. They fixed some of the stuff with a firmware update. There's enough on it to just occupy yourself, and if you put an SD card on it, you're going to be rocking and rolling till the break of dawn. Now, there is a Cyber Monday deal. You can get it for $119 at BJ's if you get their $10 coupon code. And if you don't have the coupon code, it's $129, and it comes with the rubber, so it doesn't procreate with a Nintendo and come up with some sort of bastardized system. But it also, so the rubber goes and protects the thing, and it also comes with the case, which I love the case. So go to BJ's if you know what that is, and it's great. I mean, I've done a big video about it. Everybody's done a video about this thing.
Oh yeah, it's been covered to death. Yeah,
it's covered to death. It's by far that's the gift of the season right now.
Oh yeah, if you have $119.99 is a really good price for this thing. $180 is a tough ask. Now I had posted this before. I guess it took a little while for people to figure it out because we knew it was going to be down in price, but yeah, $119.99 with. How do you get the coupon? Do you know?
I don't know. I think you got to give somebody a BJ outside. I think that's why it's called
BJ's.
That.
Okay,
yeah,
gotcha. Now I know.
So somebody asked, how do you play the dual stick Atari games? You do it with the buttons are the like second Nintendo joystick. It works okay. It's not great.
It is just okay.
You play Black Widow plays pretty well on it.
Yeah, it ain't bad. It's playable. I mean,
Yeah.
I'd rather play it in the VCS. Did you
But if
see?
this is a point, this is the other thing. Somebody was also talking. I think Jeremiah or Jerome said it's constantly being bashed in the Discord.
Yeah.
Dude, what do you expect? This is a portable system. This isn't a Steam Deck for $800. I mean,
Yeah.
this is what it is. It's the gimmick of this is that it's got the keypad, the trackball, and the spinner. And for most of the stuff, it works pretty well.
So I think the big thing is it's not for a lot of people. Like, uh, nothing will ever replace an actual 5200, 7800, 2600, or an arcade machine or something. And I think that's a lot of people's. They just want like something different. Now, I'll be the first to admit this really isn't for me as somebody who hasn't done a whole lot of traveling recently, and I already have all this stuff. Um, it just I don't have much reason to play it because I can play 5200 game with the actual 5200 controller. I know every game works on it. Uh, I have the Intellivision up there if I want to play it. So as somebody who has all this stuff, and I think you got to look at it like, do you actually need this? If you have the stuff already and you're not apt to traveling, then you probably don't need it. Now, if you think it's cool, you could still get it. I mean, it's just like anything.
Well, I mean,
But
it's a package deal. I mean, you can play Balls of Steel on it. They've got recharge games on it, 5200, 2600, 7800. They've got the Pico and Jaleco games, which nobody cares about. Actually, there's a game on there called Top Racer. It was called Top Gear in the United States. I used to play the hell out of that, so I've been playing that. And then you can put every game you want. Somebody just said they don't trust my arcade. I really do think they put extra work into this. The triggers on this thing, which you don't use them for a lot, but the triggers you use as the paddle controls on the Balls of Steel game, they're great. The number pad feels great. The trackball does feel cheap. I'm not a tech guy, so a lot of people complain about the screen, but to me, the screen is twice as big and twice as bright as a Lynx. That's what we're talking about. We're emulating old stuff. So it's fine for that. It's not, we're not playing Fortnite on it.
I thought the
battery life is
good.
great.
Yeah.
I've been playing. I know out of the box it lasted over 3.5 hours before I had to charge it. And then I play this thing on the road. Like when I go somewhere and I'm sleeping in my van down by the river, I'll get in the back and I'll play that thing until I'm tired and go to sleep. And it doesn't ever just fart out on me. Hey, in a year, this thing may break and MJDXP may be 100% correct. I don't know. But right now, as it stands, I've had it for 6 weeks, 7 weeks, and I love the damn thing. So
since early October. So it's fine. Again, somebody brought up, I wanted to show this real quick, and I don't know if a lot of people know about this stuff. So just as a kind of rebuttal or devil's advocate, Tomuncher brought up the Pow Kitty like X55. So there are a lot of these like Chinese handheld consoles you can get on Amazon right now that will play a lot of these games, and it will be substantially cheaper than the My Arcade Game Station Go. Now, what you're actually got to ask yourself is, number one, do you want a trackball and a spinner? How much? And number two, how much is that worth to you? And the number pad. So
it's to me as a collector, and this goes back to Dead Mouse. I own Dead Mouse because I'm a collector,
right?
And so this is a collector thing. I wanted to see what it was going to be like. And it's interesting. Here's the thing, and this is the nuance that I don't have a lot of time in my life to talk about. And this is what we'll get into now since everybody's kind of going. The nuance is finding what works better than normal.
Yeah.
So if I want to play Major Havoc, I could play it on Steam. I could play it on Atari 50th, the anniversary celebration on a Switch or my VCS. I've got it here in an Arcade 1-Up, and I've got this gigantic $26,000 dual stick Atari thing with 26,000 games on it. I now have it on my Game Station Go, and Major Havoc, I prefer to play on the Game Station Go. It's more fun to play. Now, what they got to do is put the dip switches in there because I like having more men and being able to get extra men easier. But it's actually making me better at Major Havoc because I can't cheat really. Now, iRobot plays like utter shit cake asshole on the Game Station Go. So I would rather play that on the Switch or probably the VCS version of the Atari 50. So the nuance is interesting to me. What's my best? Tempest, my gigantic dual joystick thing. I'm pointing to this thing, but this thing here it's the dual joystick gimmick, and I got a bunch of trash on it. That thing, that's Tempest because I got their spinner on it. But here's some other things that are interesting as I've played over the few months or few weeks. The recharge games are much easier on the Game Station Go. They've made them. I can play almost Missile Command and almost nonstop, but they're not perfect because you can't pause them. And they've improved Asteroids Deluxe. I think they heard my review. I did a review about it, and I said the ships come in from the right.
They're listening.
And then now all of a sudden on this, they're coming in from the right. So, that's good. That's another reason why we critique stuff is somebody may fix this stuff. But that's the nuance that I like with the Game Station Go. Plus, when I'm in a stupid town that's got one pool hall and all the women have two teeth in their head, and I don't want to go out that night, and I'm stuck in a town.
Oh, you've been to Toledo?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I love Toledo. We got to next time I'm going through, I go to Detroit quite a bit. So next time I'm coming back down, I need to stop. We need to stop off and hang out.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, again, you're right. A lot of nuance. There's a lot of other ways to play these things. I want to see how long my arcade and that's one thing we didn't talk about. We were going to talk about in the news section the release of the controllers, because those came out and sold out really fast. The additional controller for the Game Station Go. The reviews, I've read reviews that weren't so great on those. Have you read anything different?
I've seen people say that the joysticks or whatever you call them, the handheld controllers, and this is to me, in my brain, that doesn't make any sense to me why you would have a portable system that's ergonomically designed for you to comfortably control. And I'm going to sit back there and look at it, and I'm going to have a joystick in my hand like I'm a damn dork. I don't understand that.
Well, it's because you can plug the Game Station Go into your television. Yeah, your TV.
Okay. I guess I just don't see a world where that's done a lot.
So and then you can play multiplayer that way. My biggest complaint when plugging the Game Station Go into the TV, outside of there's a lot of issues actually with plugging it in through the TV, but using the unit as like a controller while being tethered to the HDMI is kind of not great. So I
think that's all. To me, that's just goofy, weird.
It is.
Shit.
But people want that. I mean, it's the Atari Switch. Some people have described it as. So, real quick before we proceed with this discussion, that's gone from gifts to all Game Station Go. We got a super chat in from Strat Fender 89. Super chat's always appreciated. Never expected. $5. I just got the VCS. Thanks for the top 25 games video. It's awesome. Absolutely, you're welcome.
I saw that video.
Yeah, check out our podcast too. We also did what do we do? Like a top modern.
Yeah,
that was a modern game.
I think we did. Yeah, we did a modern game countdown, and I think I think a couple of VCS games did really well.
Yeah, you might want to check that out too. But yeah, I'm glad somebody got some use.
Hey man, I'm telling you, Strat. And I'll go to my grave saying this. I think Gravatar Recharged is. I gave it a 5 on my channel. It's one of the best games probably in the last 5 years from any system. It's great music, great pace, great action. You play it with either the classic controller or the modern controller on the VCS. Your preference. I use the classic controller and spin it around like crazy, go nuts. It's freaking phenomenal, man. Great game.
That's another ColecoVision you can't play on the Game Station Go. That's really weird. Why is ColecoVision like the holdout on that thing?
I don't know. And
Does
again, this
anybody?
thing, the thing isn't perfect, man. I mean, it's not. It's
No, it's not. No.
but it is good. And somebody said, "How's the trackball?" Trackball's not great. Spinner's great. Number pad's great. The triggers for the pinball game or the modern game's great. So I'm not going to sit there and say this is the best thing ever. But it plays. I've played a lot of crap, man. I've played a lot of Chinese stuff. I've played a lot of Atari stuff from back in the
Yeah.
day. I can compare good and bad. I'm 50 years old, man. I'm telling you, this thing's not bad.
Yep, and those are excellent games. Circus Interstellar, Roasty Bud, Samsara, all excellent VCS games. You got to get the
Somebody's
50th.
talking about the 5200. You got to get the ROMs on the SD card. So I mean,
Oh,
like we
for
were
the
talking about,
yeah,
what you're talking about is, yeah, the selection on the other thing is too, it's easy to get the 5200 ROMs, and there's tons of homebrews and prototypes and stuff on there too. There's Dreadnought Factor 2, and it's some really cool stuff on there,
Oh,
man.
really? Wow.
Beef Drop works. This is crazy.
Yeah.
Beef Drop works on the 5200 version, works on
But-
the Game Station Go. On the 7800 version, it doesn't work.
Right.
And it's almost the same game.
Yeah, they did Ken Siders did an excellent job on both versions.
Hallelujah. I see that. Ted, I'm in the top. I haven't played it in a long time. I was in the top 10 on the VCS message board or high score show.
We had the high score challenge over at Atari IO. If you guys want to have a reason to play Atari games right now, this month is Food Fight. But we had the high score challenge over at Atari IO for Black Widow Recharged. I think I got up at one point to number 2 in the world on the VCS.
No kidding.
And then that one guy, there's one guy on there that I don't know what he does, man, but it's like he's holding on to scores. I know he wasn't because he passed me on the leaderboard. But if I make a score, he gets motivated and he just topples me. And I think I got knocked down to number 3 or 4 or something. So
just like the Lions.
Well, at least the Lions were in it for a time.
But you were in the. I would disagree. I don't think all the Recharge games are amazing. I think some are amazing and some are. I think it's if you like Centipede, that's like we did a thing once where we were going to rate them or whatever. I think Centipede is like 9th or 8th best out of those 10.
We got a request, Vinny, or I did that entry video for the giveaway where I asked people to tell me what they want to see. People want us to do another competition like we did with Food Fight. There's been a lot of requests for that.
And listen, I'm looking at these. I have not shipped these trophies.
Oh,
I got to ship.
Up. You're not going to ship them.
I am. I actually have the boxes right here. I do need to get Yorkie's TV 1.
Yes, Atari VCS Onyx user. That's the guy that topples me constantly.
Man, my rival was Driller Joe.
No, he's up there too. Yeah.
Driller Joe is in the top 10 in every game, dude.
Every game. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so yeah, I got Yorkie's TV 1. I'm sending you one for last place. Obsidian Contraption placed. And I need his address again. So if you can email me that from my website.
If you ship those, I will eat my hat.
I'm shipping them. I actually have the boxes right here. I actually.
How long have the boxes been up there?
Yesterday.
Really?
I'm going to ship them out for people for Christmas, and I'm going to give them extra stuff because it took so long. But so anyway, let me show you what I'm talking about here. Maybe we can do something like this, and I can actually be a good boy and ship these things out in a fucking timely fashion. I have the audacity to sit there and complain about Atari Age, and that's been over a year since we've had this competition.
Oh, by the way, guys, for anybody that was interested, my last pick was the high score collection.
These are the Food Fight competitions that we had, and that is worst place.
Let me see.
Atari 7800 Pro Gamer.
Can I make you the big? Can I make you the big one? There you go.
There's worst place. That's the one.
7800 Pro Gamer, pro in quotes. Thank you for that.
You noticed that? That cost me an extra dime to each space. So yeah, I had to. That was like 20 cents for that, but to put the quotes. Yeah, you have a good night. We're going along, but
Yeah.
anyway.
I guess it's the BIOS that's keeping collector ColecoVision off of the Game Station Go for those who are interested. Let's hurry up and wrap up this list here because we didn't get to my top pick yet.
Nope.
Which is I had jumped between some things. I was initially going to put, I think, Popeye up here. I kind of wish I would have from Opcode. I went with the High Score Collection, $160 from Atari.com. Now, I wanted a couple, like, I was looking at the prices. So on my list, we had the Super Pocket Pro was like $70. The book was $30. The game was $25 on sale right now. And I feel I spent $160 on this. Now, mind you, if you buy the games individually, they cost less than what the High Score Collection does. So if you're looking for the best deal, the High Score Collection isn't it, but it does offer something. You know, it's a limited edition, just like everything else we've talked about with some of these things, and you get some nice feelies. You get the sleeve and everything, kind of like the Butcher Collection there, the Butcher Billy Collection, which is way more. That's $192 for that set. So holy moly.
Man, what they do to us.
Oh my God, they rob us. We might as well just hand over our wallets and just tell them to take out whatever they want every couple months. But yeah,
with all due respect, we've bashed Dead Mouse for $70. Of course,
okay.
four of those would be $280. But
yeah, but if they were in a 4 set, they'd be $320. They up the price. You buy in bulk, you pay more. That's the Atari way.
So
go ahead.
Defend. Why is this number one? This seems like the worst pick.
Well, number one, I didn't really order mine. If I was thinking about it, I would have done it differently. But the reason this is on my list, again, number one, they're all competent games. They all work great. Number two, they're all, even if you get the dented corner like I did in shipping, which ticked me off, at least the whole thing won't get smashed because they're kind of like lumped together. So you get some safety in numbers there when they ship it, being a much thicker brick. You know, Atari has less of a chance to dent the box in, or the post office. I'm sorry, not Atari. I apologize.
Wade Rosen did an elbow drop on it before it went into the truck.
He personally dents every one before they get out there. Yeah. And you get some little cool things, but again, it's a collector thing. It's part of that disease we have now. You know,
it is cool.
And again, Benny, you're right. There is a world where if Dead Mouse didn't have the shipping problem, maybe, you know, even what the price as it was, and there wasn't any issues with the game, maybe we would be kind of okay with it. But I don't know. That I was more happy with that collection than with the Dead Mouse thing. Now, if you really, really want what I should have went with, I would go over to Opcode Games. I would put in promo code Atari Network 10, and I would pick up. Let's bring this up here. I would probably get for the same price Donkey Kong Deluxe and either Popeye or Baby
1, 2,
Pac-Man.
3.
Right there, the top three. Right there,
just the top three,
and that's a better High Score Collection right there.
Man, let's talk about that. Baby Pac-Man.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a better Bob De Crescenzo game? Popeye. Daryl 1970's first game.
Yep.
Man, bro. And then who was it? Tep 32? Is that the guy's name that did?
Yeah, it's Tep 1.
Whatever his name is.
132 or something. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Excuse me.
Those are strong games, man.
Oh, yeah.
And those are strong games. And it's cool that Opcode is putting this back into the ether where you can get these before he gets arrested and thrown in jail. But the other ones are good too. I mean, you know, I hate Mooncresta, but it is an arcade perfect.
Keystone Coppers is great too.
Yeah, pretty good.
Oh, we should put that. Yeah, don't get the High Score Collection. Get the Namco Legendary Pack DLC if you already have the Atari 50.
The Namco Legendary Pack DLC.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, we talked about that before we went on the air. The High Score Collection is cool, but it's I think it's a little overpriced.
People like that pick. Look, I got a solid pick.
Yeah, you got this guy. He likes you.
Tep 392. What do you mean? He likes us.
These guys are so good with the information.
Well, they know what they're talking about. Unlike
that's the thing. You know, people are like, "Hey, you're doing misinformation." We just we're visceral. We're high touch, not high tech. That's the thing about me and John. That's why me and him do this stuff together, is because we are fans
That's why I
of the
write his
games.
videos. Yeah.
Me and him aren't trying to make video games. We're not tearing apart our systems and trying to put a toaster oven inside of the 5200 because we don't have the capability. We do like to run our mouths. We're from bad cities with bad upbringings.
Yeah.
And so we get along. We're from Baltimore and Toledo. What more white trash can you get? And so we vibe on this stuff. You guys are from California and live in high rises, and
Well,
you guys
I don't
invented
know.
Sunnyvale.
Making a lot of assumptions there, but I agree.
Well, that's just what I assumed. I guess the
So-
the girl in the Save Mary box reminds me of an ex-girlfriend. I still kind of
Yeah. They
Yeah.
did sell Save Mary single at one point, but yeah, it's only in the collection right now. That's one of those games. I'm surprised that isn't always available. Like they seem like they have evergreen titles, and now they have this Atari Vault.
He's talking about the Butcher Billy's pack.
Oh, but I mean, in general, there isn't. Is there a single release of Save Mary at all?
Well, there was Fatal Run and Dark Chambers, I think, or whatever, Outlaw or something. You can get that. Single of that.
Can you get the single?
Fatal Run and Dark Chambers, because everybody thinks that girl's hot, dude. And it's
Look,
also
Food
it's also
Fight's $25 right now.
Yeah.
All right. I'm sorry.
I mean, yeah, I got you, bro. I know, man. I mean, hell, dude, I bought Pole Position 3, which nobody's even fessed up to whatever the hell who programmed that. I bought that off of eBay for too much money. I mean, you get this sickness,
Yeah,
you get this sickness.
I bought that millipede, 7800 millipede, and then Gambler messaged me like, "Hey, that was an April Fool's joke. How much did you pay for that?" I was embarrassed.
Oh, I got the millipede too. I reviewed it on my site.
Did you?
Yeah, and I gave it a bad review. I'm surprised Gambler still talks to me. I've trashed his shit for years.
Gambler's a great guy.
He's great. He's absolutely great.
Yeah. That's the tough thing about reviewing stuff like we talked about. So what do you say, Benny? We get to some comments here, and then we hit. Aren't we
going to do the 2 products to avoid?
Oh, yeah, we're not even done. So that's right. So on top of telling you what to get, we also like to tell you what not to get, or at least give our recommendations on what not to buy here. So me and Benny have each picked a product to warn you against picking up, or at least for you to do some research into before picking up. Do you want to go first, or you want me to go first?
You go first.
All right. So one thing I have really enjoyed from Atari recently, I've been buying these for a while. Let me bring up the page here. I've been buying the clothing from Atari.com for a couple years now, honestly. T-shirts and whatnot, and hats and stuff, and they've all been great quality. They're all real soft shirts and stuff until recently. So I purchased this retro striped tee that's currently on sale for $20.
So cool looking too.
I love the look of it, and it still looks cool, but it seems like they've gone to more of like a polyester or something. They're no longer soft. They almost feel like cardboard hanging off of you a little bit. They're not the quality that they used to be. It seems like the either they've gone to a different printer or a different shirt, and the quality has gone down, so they're not as comfortable. I had issues. My wife used to steal my Atari shirts and wear them to bed and stuff. Now with the new ones I've ordered, she doesn't, because they're just so itchy and harsh and just not as comfortable as they used to be. So my choice was the clothing from Atari.com. Just maybe be wary that if you bought stuff in the past, it might be a little different moving forward.
I haven't bought anything t-shirt wise in a long time, and I loved it. Yeah, I
It's
haven't bought anything.
spandex. According to Cafe Man, it's a spandex blend.
Like, cut that out, man. What are you guys
Okay.
doing? All right. So my number one, highlight Jeremiah.
Yep. There you go. Bury the lead. So, Vinny, what's your number one?
Do we even have to say it?
Yep.
It's there. So, I mean, get on with your bad self. Unless you like DJ video games that have no DJ music.
Yep. If you like Dead Mouse, great. If you like Food Fight, not great. I think that's.
Yeah, I think somebody kind of jumped on me for. I mentioned that I'm a musician and I have this ire against DJs, and that is a character flaw of mine. I also on my channel I use a lot of humor, and so I'm not really upset at Dead Mouse. The guy's rich. I mean, he's freaking more successful than I am, and congratulations. If you're smarter than me and you're more successful than me, then go on with your bad self. But they did say like he does play guitar and he's a competent this, that, and the other. That's pretty cool too. So, but yeah, I mean, unless you're a collector, that's something to stay away from.
Absolutely. So with that, you wanted to we'll highlight some comments here and start wrapping up, Vinny?
Yeah, whatever you got, bro.
All right, I'm gonna go all the way back to the beginning. We'll highlight anything that was funny, insightful, or just something that we want to touch on. So, hey, Driller Joe was in here earlier. That's awesome.
Was he?
Yep.
He's an arch nemesis of mine.
He is. So we've been riding the punk train all video. Let's see here.
Just want to say I did lose my last match of my professional wrestling career.
I was just looking for that. Yep.
And somebody asked about that. I was surrounded by beautiful women. We were all wearing purple and gold. We looked better than anybody else. But my opponent's kid got involved, and as I was disciplining him, which his opponent, as his father should have been doing, he raked me in the eyes, and I kind of turned around into a perfect plex and didn't kick out in time. So,
perfect plex, nice.
Yeah,
you fought the ghost of Kurt Hennig.
Yeah, the guy, his finisher is the perfect plex. He's a little ripping off Kurt Hennig.
Wow. Well, that's a shame you didn't win your last match, but so there's
kid got involved.
No chance of a comeback, huh?
Nah, I'm too old. I'm too tired. Old. Yeah.
Was it hard to get through that last one?
I worked out for. I know people laugh, but I went and worked out all week so I could be in better shape and sit-ups and push-ups and running and stuff.
Yeah,
so
you were telling me that. Yeah,
I hated that too, and I was just getting off being sick, so it was terrible.
Yep. Here's a good comment by Sirius Belnades.
Hey,
graphics, talking about the Dead Mouse. Graphics are good, but still seems like they half-assed it. Thought people were going to eat it up. I'm pretty sure they didn't. I honestly do. I think Atari somewhere they truly believe that people were going to eat this up.
That somebody posted in the Atari Age thread about our reviews and how bad they hate us. They did mention they. I think the interesting story about Dead Mouse is what.
Oh yeah.
Where did this come from? Who approached who? What was the genesis of this idea? And because Atari, the programmers, and Dead Mouse, I assume, all had to agree to this. So that would be an interesting story.
Absolutely. And it's something maybe we'll find out one day. Pack Billy, arcade, perfect, ain't perfect. 7800 Joust is 10 times better than the arcade gameplay wise. Yeah, that's my point. When he's
Kangaroo for the 5200 is better than the which you can play on the Game Station Go. Kangaroo is better than the arcade. The arcade has never been great.
Vinny, do you have any plans of comparing NES versus 7800 Tiger Heli?
I kind of did it in my review. I showed a side by side, I think, because I like making fun of the beefy vagina wounds on the ground, the explosions, which look really crazy.
Jeremiah brought up the winter game. 7800 is better at NES, and even the 2600. They were good on the
2600 winter games, and the 2600 summer games was better than the 7800 games on that. I hated how it didn't keep the score of who was winning.
Pack Billy also brought up that Flying Shark was called Sky Shark across the pond, and Slap Fight was called Elcon in the
Alcon
U.S.
sounds like an Ohio university with a really pretty good
Or like
Division
a
two football
Connecticut
team.
one, yeah. Welcome to Elcon.
The Alcon Blue Devil Hurricanes.
Let's see. Opcode brought up that Slap Fight is Z80 based. The other two are 68,000, so that might have something to do with why they were chosen.
See, here's Opcode talking over our heads.
Yeah, but some people might be
no
interested.
idea what that means.
Let's see. Pitfall 3.
What?
Somebody just put Pitfall 3 question mark. People want to know, was your match that we were probably talking about Pitfall or something. Was your match the main event, Vinny?
No, it was deep in the card though. It was I think 2 before the end.
Oh, nice. Jeremiah wanted to know, you already talked about your final match, but was it better than the Tennessee Vanderbilt game?
Entertainment wise, tremendously, and about 3 hours less, 3.5 hours less than that shit.
I think Obsidian's been trying to get my copy of Dead Mouse ever since I first complained about it. Maybe I'll send it. I'll consider giving it to you. Let's see. Ooh, Atari beer glass. I saw that on there. Did you see the Atari beer glass?
I did.
Yeah, that looks cool.
Yeah. Looks like the Fuji is actually perforated instead of being convex or whatever.
Crypto Coffee's correct here. One thing I was very excited about was the Hyper Megatech keychains. They have like the Asteroids version, which is supposed to be the 7800 Asteroids are based upon it. And then you also have like a Burger Time one, a Space Invaders one, and a Centipede one. I got mine from the Songbird Productions website. They're also at Atari.com now. Stay away from those. The programming is awful. They mess the games up. I don't know how. If you want them, they're fine. Like display pieces, they're only like $25 or $30 or something. But if you want like something to play, I wouldn't get them.
Yeah, that's tchotchke stuff, man.
Yep, they always are. So, let's see here. Good times, plumber's butt. Got a nice. I think that was in regards to that picture with the
decanter going up the French.
Yeah. Pack Billy trying to brighten up Vinny's day. It ain't about how many subs you got. It's about.
I do have lovely people that follow all my crap. Yeah.
Follow Vinny if you haven't. Big and Funky Productions on YouTube. Atari7800forever.com over on your Google browser.
I do have people who are actually fans of the movies we make, the sketches we make, the ghost television shows, the travel shows.
I like the ghost stuff. I've always liked ghost stuff. So
yeah, we've had some adventures.
Are you gonna do any more of the? You guys watch like wrestling stuff, you and your tag team partner, and
I just didn't have any fun. I didn't have any fun doing it.
No?
It felt like I felt like I was complaining too much. It was me and my tag team partner we were the creative control of a pro wrestling television show for a Fox affiliate, and we were going over.
I thought it was fun.
Yeah, thank you.
Let's see. T. Doe Jackson. Evercade is killing it. They nail it, and it's way better than that My Arcade garbage. I think it's two different things, but I would agree. Evercade is proving that the plus line stuff could work. Evercade's doing it more in a handheld way, but yeah, I love the Evercade stuff, and that was in regards to the handheld we talked about earlier. Thumper Squid brought up when we were talking about the price of food going up. Turkey is 10% cheaper this year. Did you know that?
That's awesome.
Yeah, I mean,
tell the cashier what's going on with everything else.
Jeremiah said, "Wait, Benny is reading the chat, so was." Oh, yeah, no, we get to the stuff later there, Jeremiah. But yeah, Benny reads the chat. Hit the like button, says Jerome, if you're still here.
Jerome.
Oh, and I accidentally clicked off. Great. Okay. Let's see here. A lot of callbacks to Dead Mouse. Here's I don't know if we brought this up. Cafe Man says that Bernie's a type of mollusk. Pactolix.
Well, snail is a mollusk, right?
Yeah, so there you
just
go.
back up the genode or whatever that's called, the family one up one level.
There you go. Again, we covered those already. Here's Tito Jackson again. He wants to see AVGN take a dump on the 7800 cartridge for once. A Atari 7800 Dead Mouse game could have been cool. They could have done music and stuff on it. Yeah, he could take a dump on it. I think. Is he still taking dumps on games? Has anybody watched him lately?
I never really watched him. I thought, I don't know. I don't know. I've seen his thumbnails and stuff. I've just never clicked on him.
His stuff was really cool. I like a lot of people. I watched it back in like 2010s and stuff. I have not followed recently.
Again, bro, if I, instead of making this stupid website that nobody goes to websites, if I did a YouTube channel back then, which was a thought, God, I could have been the evil video game nerd or whatever he's called. Angry video game nerd.
Jeremiah arguing that they will sell. They only made 1,000, I suppose, to the Dead Mouse game, and they'll sell out of every single one.
Or he's talking about the Pac-Man.
Or the Pac-Man, yeah. I know they made 1,000 of the Pac-Man. I remember hearing that, so that's probably it. Cerno Soft says that if a game's made by Robert, it's at least a 4 out of 5.
I think the worst grade I've ever given him was Armor Attack 2. I gave it a 3, and Bob actually told me and John in private that's probably the only game he's made that he didn't like. So.
Oh yeah, and he asked us not to tell anybody.
Well, he's in bed. He's getting older.
No, Bob is the man.
Absolutely.
There probably was no dev for the Dead Mouse game. I mean, I don't know if you'd call him a dev, but somebody worked on it. It was probably all on Defender 2600 to make the graphics. Yeah, probably.
I know he did the graphics.
Jeremiah says, Jesus, the Dead Mouse game had absolutely nothing to do with Christmas. It was made for Dead Mouse to sell something festive. The leftovers are now being sold. So, yeah, this Christmas episode of the podcast, I guess, got took over by Dead Mouse, and somebody didn't like it. MJDXPX256, $70 for Pac-Man is a ripoff, but at least it's actually a great game. I mean, hey, what can you say? Yeah, so there's a lot of comments here. I kind of going back is a little hard, but we really appreciate everybody coming in and watching. There's been an awesome audience tonight. A lot of great stuff here. We have a comments about modding Atari 7800 to composite. Head over to Tower Collection. What is it?
Ivory Tower.
Yeah, he can help you a lot with that stuff, and he's really great. Vinny and myself, we've had him on the podcast before, haven't we?
He's actually wrote reviews. I'm actually going to have to cancel one of his reviews, but he's wrote reviews for my website way back in the day.
What do you mean cancel?
He gave the Atari, and at the time I agreed with him. He gave Atari's Asteroids a 3.5 out of 5.
Okay.
And at the time I was more into we need more adventure games and home brews.
Yeah.
But the test of time is that Asteroids game is very good, and it's in some ways you could maybe even say it's better than the arcade version of Asteroids. So I think it needs to be at least a 4 or 5 out of 5.
Yeah.
That Asteroids game with two player stuff too.
Yeah, the 2-player stuff is huge. I don't think that gets brought up enough anymore. But yeah, the 2-player stuff was a big deal back then and still could be today. Toe Muncher again brought up the point about the Pow Kitty. He says $69 for the Pow Kitty, and it runs Sega Dreamcast, Nintendo DS games very well. So again, there's other options out there if you don't like the My Arcade, but the My Arcade thing, again, it's more about the unique controls.
I don't know what a Pow Kitty is. So to me, it's hard to differentiate what the crap is from China that is going to break in a month and the controllers don't work. And
you got the RG Cube, Android, and Mio Mini Plus. There's just so many of these handheld things out there, as Ted Adam Green brings up there. So
I like that guy's attitude.
He's a good guy. See, again, somebody presumed that Atari doesn't own the rights to Coleco. You presume right now. I believe Coleco rights are in the hands of a holding company, if I remember correctly, like Coleco Holdings or something crazy.
They're just waiting to get bought by somebody.
Exactly. I think they're just a holding company. So they're out there. But okay, so we got a ton of comments here, guys. We really appreciate it. Going through them, man, there's way more than usual. So you guys are awesome. Operation Shutdown 1, absolutely glad to see you coming in at the very last second. Go to Vinny's website. Yes. Vinny, you have a website, you have a YouTube channel, you have movies, anything you want to promote? Do you have jeans still?
Yeah, I'm going to Miami to meet the guy from the Perfect Gene Company.
Are you?
Yeah, and we're
Wow.
talking business. There's if you want to follow what I'm into, I don't not only do this stuff, I make movies and films and stuff like that. After I get off here, I got to work on a music video. You can go to bigandfunkyproductions.com and kind of catch up on what we're doing as far as movies are concerned. We're finishing up a movie about AI and how I hate AI. And if you notice my YouTube links, all my thumbnails are AI right now, but it's basically because I'm mocking it. But anyway, yeah, you can go to bigandfunkyproductions.com to see my ghost shows, my TV shows that I create and star in, also the films. And also, if you just go to YouTube, you can see a bunch of stuff on there with that kind of stuff, but also the Atari 7800 reviews. And we just won a best music video of the year for a duo over in Grand Ole Opry's for a video that me and Big Luke produced. So yeah, if you want to check out any of that stuff, the adventures of Funkmaster V, by all means, go to my website and YouTube page, and there'll be more information. And hopefully the new movie Showdown in Secret City will be getting done here in the next couple of weeks.
Yeah, that'd be really cool, and we'd love to kind of show it off here and let everybody get a chance to see your movies if they haven't already. Maybe we can show a trailer off or something at the end of one of our podcasts.
Yeah.
Pack Billy, and I wanted to know this too. I meant to ask you in private. Is there any video out there of that last match you did?
I think so. I think it was broadcast on something called Fight TV. That's what I was told, but I don't know how to get it. And it may be held or something. I'm not sure where it is. I haven't seen it.
Gotcha. Alrighty. And then, of course, I don't need to tell you who I am because you guys are watching on my channel because, as we mentioned, we aren't multicasting to Vinny's channel right now. We will next month. That'll be my Christmas present to Vinny. I'll pay.
Don't worry about that.
I'll pay for some streaming there. We just put up a couple awesome videos. We kind of took it light this week, but we put up our wish list of Atari Plus console games for the 7800, 2600 Plus, which was immediately made obsolete when somebody pointed out that PlayOn announced what was already coming out. But it's fine. We also talk about some fun things that might come out and other games available to Atari that we know they own the rights of and stuff. So we have some fun guessing on what could be released on the Plus line in 2026. Right now I am putting the finishing touches on my top 10 Atari 5200 games video. So I went through, I've played quite a few 5200 stuff. I've been playing more recently, and I chose my top 10 games according to me, the ones that I like to play the most. I actually found I have like 13 5200 games I really like to play. So I do some honorable mentions. Go ahead.
It's weird. I've never played any 5200 games until I had the Game Station Go, and there are things on there that it's crazy, right? Like the 5200 in a lot of ways looks like it's a peer of 7800, especially sound wise. And when that's the other thing too. This is the other thing about the Game Station Go nuance that we're talking about is, the controls work great on the Atari 5200 games on that system because you're not dealing with that stupid ass controller.
Yeah. I mean, that I have a rebuilt 2600 controller. What I've really wanted to do is get an alternative. So they've always had that one where you plug in like a 2600 controller into a keypad or something. But I seen they have like a Jaguar controller that is, or a Jaguar controller that has an adapter or N for the 5200. And then they have this big, like 3D printed, almost like this, but it's like a bigger hunk of metal, not metal, 3D printed material. That's like a 5200 controller. So I want to get something like that because, man, that controller just, it's not great.
It's poop.
Even if, like, I have a rebuilt one with all the gold plated stuff, so it's not supposed to break down ever again. But I don't know. It's still not great.
It's got cobalt from mines in Africa.
There you go. From the diamond mines.
So yeah, you've got a top 13, basically.
Basically, yeah. I mean, the honorable mentions are in no particular order, I guess. But yes.
Homebrews too?
Yep, I've included homebrews. I technically included ports too, but I didn't put any on the list, I don't think. So yeah, check out that. That'll be fun. And then after that, I already have a review. For those that don't know, upcoming in January, so we're going to get through Christmas, and January is going to be homebrew month here on the channel at the Atari Network. So I have all these homebrew games coming in. I got this, that thing, all this stuff coming in. No, the realm of no. So we're going to cover all this stuff in January, but to give everybody a taste after the 5200 video, to kind of promote it, we're going to look into Night Guy in Another Castle, which Vinny already reviewed. If you want to see a review on that, you don't want to wait for mine, or you want to see, again, me and Vinny do things a little differently. His tastes are different than mine, so maybe you want to see what he thinks over at Big and Funky Productions. And one final piece of information, again, for everybody who watched the podcast today, you're eligible to get 10% off of opcode Atari games over there using the checkout code Atari Network 10. Greatly appreciate opcode doing that. And again, opcode has a website now. Head over to opcodegames.com. It used to be the landing page. Their website is up and running. So again, that's opcodegames.com, Atari Network 10.
And also, if you're watching and you like me, because John apparently this week is the bad guy, I am sponsored by the Perfect Jean Company, which I'm actually wearing them right now. They're freaking great jeans. Go to theperfectjean.nyc. Also, I'm sponsored by something called Doomsday MREs, Doomsday Dinners. I'll have more information about that later. And ASY TV is sponsoring me too. So I'll get all that information, but just keep all that stuff in the crux of your crawl.
There you go. This is my villain scarf. From now on, when I'm up to no good, I'll wear a gay scarf. All right, guys. Thanks a lot for joining us in the podcast. Later.